All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with the 144,000. Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jehovah. Bahashem is in the name. Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Rakakwa is the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalumia with the GMS Chicago branch out here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord, and I hope this lesson be edifying to the hopeful righteous elect, the ones of the household of faith. I'm going to just basically entitled today's lesson. We're going to be put into predicaments and basically in these last times that we're going to have to show, faith. We're going to be put into positions where we have to show our faith. Especially in the times we're coming into, we have to show full of faith and assurance in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. As the scriptures say, man, things written aforetime is written for our learning. We look back on different accounts and, see the various acts that, our forefathers, were basically put through and how they had to show their faith to be delivered from those said situations. One account I can think of from the top of my head is, Elijah being fed by ravens, during the time of the famine. Abraham, when he had to sacrifice, ultimately, had to sacrifice Isaac, just to show, different acts of faith, but ultimately, Yahweh, Yahweh put, Abraham in that predicament just to, to show his faith, same thing with us, man. In the times that we're coming into, man, we got to, show our faith. But I'm going to start out right here. This is the book of Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, right? Because the mass majority of the world, don't have faith. Who's going to be the only ones found with that faith? The elect, It says, for by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Yahweh, so that things which were seen were not made of things which do appear. It says, by faith Abel offered unto Yahweh more excellent sacrifice than Cain. It says, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous, Yahweh testifying of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaketh. By faith Enoch was translated that he should not see death, and was not found because Yahweh had translated him. For before his translation he had this testimony that he pleased Yahweh. It says, but without faith it's impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Right, so it says what? Without faith, it's impossible to please him. And now look, we're coming up into a time like never before, man. When we look back on these different accounts, where our forefathers was put into certain situations where it required for them to have faith to be delivered. We're coming to, some dangerous times where it's going to be required for us to show our faith, that we may be delivered. Because the Lord is not going to deal with somebody that's, that's scared, that's afraid, because it says, I forget how it's quoted, but he shall not be defended, But we have to show that faith, man. We can't be afraid, man. We have to know, that Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai got us, It says, I believe it's in Sirach, the second chapter, but let me see real quick. Bear with me for a second. Yep. Sirach 2. And I'm going to start at 12. It says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands in the sinner that goeth two ways. It says, one to him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Right. So ultimately, we have to have that faith in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. We can't be second guessing. We can't be doubting. It's a scripture in Sirach. It's in the same chapter, actually. Let me go up. Sirach 2:10, it says, look at the generations of old and see did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded. Because what? Many of our forefathers, the ones that we read about, man, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Moses, Abraham, King David, all had faith, in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, and they were delivered. Key word, faith. It says, and was confounded, or did anybody in his fear and was forsaken, On whom did he ever despise that called upon him? Right. Many of these different men, Jeremiah, Ezekiel, Moses, King David, all these different men, showed their act of faith. That's why ultimately Yahweh Shemel Shah delivered them from their different situations. Going back to verse 12, Sirach 2 and 12, it says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinner that goeth two ways. Woe unto him that is faint hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. Right? That's a person that shows, a lack of faith. Being afraid, you know, um, basically not having that faith in Yahweh Shem Shai. Yahweh Shem Shai is not going to defend a person like that. That's why we have to have that full assurance and full faith in Yahweh Shem Shai, especially in the times that we're coming into. It's going to be required, for us to show that faith, man. We're going to be put in positions where we have to show faith, But let's go back to that Hebrews 11. This is the book of Hebrews 11 and 6. I'm going to read that again. It says, but without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that cometh to Yahweh must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. It says by faith, right? We're going to read, different of our forefathers showing that act of faith. It says by faith, Noah being warned of Yahweh of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world and became heir of the righteousness which is by faith. It says, by faith, Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obey, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith, he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Isaac and Jacob, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which had foundations, whose builder and maker is Yahweh. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child. Well, I don't know what happened right there. Salakia, Satan. Hebrews 11 and I'm gonna continue with that was a demon. Hebrews 11 and 11. It says, through faith also Sarah herself received strength to receive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. It says, therefore sprang there even one, and him as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. It says, verse 13, it says, these all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed, and they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth. Right. So different, of our people, showing that, that act of faith, which we have to show that same, faith and assurance in Yahweh Shem Shai, especially in the times that we're coming up to, because what? We're going to have people dying all around us, we're going to be put into positions, what is literally going to be a gun. You're going to be, left with two, you're going to be left in the position you either take this MOTB or what, you get beheaded. These are the times that we're coming up to. And since I said that, let me get that Revelations 3. This is the book of Revelations 3 and 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right. This is the ultimate test. Well, we're going to need to show our faith, man. When the MOTB gets mandated across the four corners of the world, when this RFID chip gets, mandated, we have to show that full, assurance of faith. Let me read that again. It says Revelation 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Going into that word patience, it means to suffer. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. Right. Us continue to go on the highways and byways, teach this word, put up our lessons. That actually shows an act of faith in itself. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right. And this is the ultimate test, to test what? Our faith. Who's ultimately going to succeed? The elect, man, because what? The elect is going to show that, that assurance of faith in Yahweh Shem Shai all the way up to the end, man. you know. But let's go back. This is the book of Matthew 17 to 14, an account. It says, and when they were come to the multitude, there came to him a certain man kneeling down him to him and saying, let me actually bring up this whole chapter. Verse 15, Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed, for oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Right. So this was a man basically, he was plagued, with many demons, legion. It's, if you read the whole account, it says, and I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. It says, then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation. Right. Yahushua, was talking to his disciples, It says, then Yahushua answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Yahushua rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour. It says, then came the disciples to Yahushua apart and said, why could not we cast him out? And Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, right, the doubt and things of that nature, because a little small, basically doubt, just a little bit of doubt can basically overthrow your whole faith. It says, and Yahushua said unto them, because of your unbelief, for verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hinder to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Right. So we have to show that faith, man. Because if you know anything about a mustard seed, it's very small and it grows to something very great, And we have to show that faith. That's why we ask the Lord to increase our faith, and the Lord will put you in certain situations that's going to require you to show that faith, But especially in the times we're coming up to, man, Because let's read this. Because the times we're coming up, into, a lot of people is going to lose that faith. Because the mass majority of this world don't have faith to begin with. The only ones that's going to be found with that faith is the elect, This is the book of Luke 18. I'm going to start at 7. The point is in verse 8. Luke 18 and 7 says, shall not Yahweh avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? Verse 8. It says, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Right. Because the only ones that's going to be found with faith is the elect. The mass majority, the ones that fell out, the ones that fell out the faith, the ones that's no longer teaching, the mass majority of the people of this world, they have no faith, That's why we have to, keep our faith, our full faith and assurance on Yahweh Shemel Shine to the very end, because it's going to be very, very little people, that's going to have that faith in the times that we're coming up to. The ones that's going to be found with that faith is the elect, But let's go into one more account, and I'm going to close out. This is the book of Matthew 14 and 22. It says, and straightway Yahushua constrained his disciples to get into a ship and to go before him unto the other side while he sent the multitudes away. And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. It says, but the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in fourth watch of the night, Yahushua went unto them walking on the sea. It says, and when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is a spirit, and they cried out for fear. But straightway Yahushua spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahushua. It says, but when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. So what? So Peter, ultimately believed, he had that faith. Then what? He was able to walk on water, but, he was seeing his surroundings, the boisterous wind, things of that nature. He became afraid. Being afraid, having that doubt, it can affect your faith. You know, it says, saying, Lord, save me. It says, immediately, how shall I stretch forth his hand and call him and send it to him? O thou of little faith, therefore didst thou doubt? Right. I really brought out this account because, especially in the times we're coming into, we can't doubt. We have to have that full faith and assurance in Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because a little doubt can overthrow your whole faith. As I read, I believe what was that I read? What was that? That Luke, have faith as a grain of a mustard seed. We have to have that faith. We all have our different measures of faith, but we have to have it. We have to have that portion of faith, man. Believing on Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Because we're going to come into times and we're going to be put into positions where we're going to have to show that faith. You're going to be put in a life and death situations, but you have to have that faith. Whether you live or whether you die, you still have to, to show that faith and full assurance in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, because ultimately that's what's going to get us through, man. The faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushua, But just something I was thinking about, Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end out by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahushua Bahashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. Salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Until next time, Kwam Yasharala, Shalom, and the Bible Ball.